welcome back. My name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury beauty. And today we are going to be talking about Victoria Beckham Beauty. And this brand is pretty new to me. When she released the Posh lipsticks a few weeks ago, I picked up a couple of those, and I also picked up a few other items to try. So we're going to test those out today. And since I don't have a full face of Victoria Beckham Beauty, then I figured we would pair it with another clean line, WESTMAN Atelier. So we're going to break out a few of my WESTMAN Atelier favorites, and we're going to pair them with the new items I have to try from Victoria Beckham. So let's go ahead, and I thought we would do a get ready with me. So to start off with, we are going to start with the WESTMAN Atelier Face Trace Contour Stick. This is the shade Biscuit. It only comes in one shade. And on my face, I have the Surratt Perfectionist Primer and the Hourglass Veil Primer. So let's go ahead, and this is the contour stick. I'm using the Refer 24 brush. I got this a little bit too wide over here on this side, but with the contour stick, I personally like to use it underneath the foundation, but sometimes I'll put it over if I want to have a little bit more contrast, but I just like a little hint of it. I don't like the actual look of having the contour product on top for most occasions. And then for the cheeks, we're going to use the Lit Up Highlight Stick. And I'm just going to apply this here. And I'm going to, this can kind of act as a primer. So you could use this all over your face and gives a little bit of radiance. But you can see on its own that it has this like iridescent sheen. Let me show you on my hand here. Do you see how like when it hits the light, you get kind of like this bluish, sometimes pinkish look? So it's got this like iridescent glint to it, which is pretty interesting. So you can use this on top as well, but I like to use it on the cheeks, you know, specifically underneath the foundation. I think it just gives a really nice like radiance that comes through in that area. For foundation, we're going with the Vital Skin Foundation Stick, and I use shade N for neutral. And I'm just gonna apply this on here. And then let's blend this in. I'm actually going to try, this is the new Fupa 04 brush. I'm gonna see how this performs with this foundation. All right, I'm just gonna add a little bit more of this. And this foundation is great because you could really just use this with your fingers as well. And you can use this as concealer also. Like there's no separate concealer. So when you watch Gucci Westman use these products, she just takes a little bit, she'll either use a brush, like I've seen her use the baby blender brush, which is a little bit too big for me to use under my eyes. I'm not coordinated enough, but she'll also sometimes just use a finger. So she's a big proponent of using fingers with her products. And she also has the brush line. And I have most of her brushes. They are Fude style brushes, meaning they are hand-packed in Japan, and they are meant to mimic the natural hair Fude brushes, but they are vegan, so they're made out of a synthetic fiber. And I have a new product from WESTMAN Atelier I wanted to try. Again, this is just new to me. This is another one of the Baby Cheeks blush sticks, and I have 3 of them that I really like. This is the shade Doo Doo, and I thought this would be great for like a berry shade for the fall. So let's see here. We're just gonna tap a little bit on. And I actually really do like the Baby Blender brush from WESTMAN Atelier for this. And this one here is, I mean, you can see how small it is, and it's a little bit domed. It's intended for blush, but it's small enough that you could use this for eyeshadow as well. I think that gives a really nice flush. I'm gonna add a little bit more to this side. Oops. One of the nice things about this product is when you do have an oops moment, it blends out very nicely. All right, I think I have to add just a touch more over here to kind of even this out now. And I'm not going to use any powder today, but I am going to go ahead and take the highlight from Westman Atelier. This is the Peau de Rosé, and let's use the baby blender with this. So I'm just going to swirl this in here and apply just a touch of this right here. So you can see that it gives a really nice sheen. I usually use my fingers with this highlight, and it has kind of a, like the texture of it is more like a cream. This is what it looks like on my finger. And you can see that it's like this really soft rose shade, and you've got a little bit of, a tiny bit of gold in there, but not too much. And it's not like a really yellow gold. It's actually like one of those more like champagne type gold that's like almost silver. So I think it's very pretty. This is one of my favorite highlights actually right now. Just to give you a better swatch of the highlight here. So you can see there is like a little bit of like micro glitter in there. And if you're not familiar with the Westman Atelier products, I have to say the packaging on all of them is really nice, heavy duty. And for the most part, it's like, this is like a metal compact. It's very weighty. And these products here, they all come with magnetic closures, and they're just, I like the packaging. Let's move on to the eyes. And for the eyes from Victoria Beckham, I picked up the Satin Cudgel eyeliner in Cocoa. And I also picked up one of the lid lusters, and this is the shade Mink. This is the lid luster. So you've got the tortoise shell lid here, and it's kind of got this black base. This feels like it is glass, so it's heavy duty. And this is the shade Mink. It's 5 grams or 0.17 ounces, and it's made in Italy. This is what it looks like. It comes with a little, stopper here. And I think it's a good idea to save this just because you don't want to have any, you don't want it to dry out too quickly. So this is Mink. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to use a brush to get a light application for the crease area, and then I'm going to use my fingers to tap it over the mobile lid. This brush here is the Westman Atelier Eyeshadow 2 brush, and you can see it's kind of like a stippling brush. And again, as I mentioned, the Westman Atelier brushes are a synthetic, so they are fine to use with these cream products. So I've got some on the tip here, and we're just gonna put some of this in the crease. And I've gotten a tiny bit of fallout already. See how this goes. So I just wanted it to be a little bit lighter here in the crease, and kind of above it a little bit. All right, so here it is in the crease with the eyeshadow 2 brush, and the little bit of fallout I had, I just flicked away. It wasn't actually sticking to my skin, so no issues there. Now let's go ahead and try to apply this with my finger here. So I've got plenty on here. This is actually a little bit too much, so I'm going to dab it on both eyes first. So I think because I had too much, I've got a little extra fallout. That's my fault. But regardless, the fallout of this product seems to be easy to remove. Actually, I have to say, texturally, this reminds me of a lot of the Chantecaille Mermaid eyeshadows. Okay, so I tried brushing away the fallout with my fingertip, but here under my eyes, it just kind of smeared. So I'm taking a tissue now and just kind of wiping that away. Let's see if the other side kind of, nope, see that one smeared too. Just taking the eyeshadow toothbrush and fixing that a bit. Okay, I'm going to take the eyeshadow toothbrush and just blend this crease area a little bit more. Just using the foundation brush I used before to just kind of smooth out anything that was there. I did not apply any more foundation. So I have a few sparkles left, but no pigment. Let's take a look at the eye cudgel. So this side here with the color code, you have a sponge tip applicator for smudging. I actually really like having those on there. And then this side is the pencil. So yeah, let's test it out. Just for reference, this pencil is 1.2 grams or 0.042 ounces. It's made in Germany. It has a 12-month shelf life. And I forgot to mention that the lid luster has a 24-month shelf life, which is really good for a cream product, so that's impressive. I'm just gonna kind of smudge this along the lower lash line, or the upper lash line here. I have to say it's very smooth, very creamy feeling. I don't usually do any sort of tight lining or anything, but this one feels so smooth and creamy. I thought it might be kind of easy. And let's go ahead and do this on the lower waterline. We'll just see how this wears throughout the day. I don't usually have good luck on the waterlines. Either my eyes get super irritated or it just disappears. And I made a mess of that. I'm gonna take the smudger brush and I'm just kind of smudging the lower lash line a little bit. We're gonna go over this with the mink anyway. And we'll just smudge the upper lash line a little bit too. I'm being very gentle. My eyes are actually a little sore right now from all of the eye swatching and testing I've been doing recently. Taking the Rephr 03 brush into the mink, and we're going to put this on the lower lash line. That's actually a little bit, I think I made it a little bit too thick, so I'm gonna take the Rephr 02 and it's clean. I'm just gonna kind of smudge this a little bit and soften it. Just gonna add a little bit more of the eye cudgel because I think I kind of rubbed off a little bit too much when I was smudging. All right, so this is the final eye look, and I'm gonna add some mascara, and let's see how this goes. So I'm using the Jones Road mascara, and I mean, one of the things, I like the way it looks on my lashes. I don't like how clumpy the actual formula is. When I get it on my lashes, I think it ends up looking really nice. It lasts really well throughout the day. But look at, see how messy this tube gets just pulling the brush out? I don't like that. So I'm still mixed on this mascara, partly just because I don't like how messy it gets. All right, for brows today, I'm using the Wander Beauty Brow Gel. Again, trying to keep with the clean theme. I actually like this brow gel. I'm not thrilled with the applicator for it though, because the applicator is, I mean, look how much like flex there is. But I think it's a nice formula, so I don't mind it. The applicator doesn't bother me enough that I wouldn't repurchase it. So I think it's just like, if you're looking for a natural brow option, I think, and honestly, I'm not sure if it's completely all natural. I haven't really looked, but it's a nice option. I actually think I need to go a little bit stronger with the blush now that my eyes are so strong. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of the Doo Doo on the baby blender. And let's just mix that in. All right, so I think that's good. I'm just gonna add a little bit more of the highlight then as well. Might as well, right? All right, and let's go ahead and check out the lips. For lips today, I figured we would use the Victoria Beckham Lip Definer in shade 2. I think this is, yep. So this is the lip definer in 02. I really like the actual pencil. Like it's a nice firmness, and it goes on feeling, you know, like a firmer, more dry lip pencil, but it actually does perform very well. So it goes on, you know, it doesn't feel like the creamiest product, but then when you actually go to, you know, rub your lips together or anything like that, the product moves very well and it feels comfortable on your lips. So when I'm saying that this is dry, I just mean that it's not going to be like one of the softer formulations. And I think it's a really nice neutral lip pencil. So when I used the lip pencil today, I outlined the lips and I didn't use the thinnest line. I made it like slightly thick. And then I really made sure to get the corners of my mouth where lip products wear away the most. And then I rub them together to get more of that ombre effect. I think today, let's go ahead and go in with Pout, which is the peachier shade that I have. I have Pout and Sway. So we're gonna start with Pout and see how that goes. So here's Pout. Let's mix in some Sway. I did one blot of the Pout, and now we're gonna add some Sway. Okay, this is perfect shade today. So here is the final look, and you can see on the eyes when you blend out the mink, how you get really more of that soft brown shade, and then when you pile it on, it actually looks like, well, it's obviously a deeper brown, but it also looks cooler toned than it does when you shear it out. So you can see here in the crease that the sheared out brown actually has a little bit more of this golden warm tone to it. But then where it's piled up, you have a little bit more of a cooler, grayer toned cocoa to it. And I think it's a beautiful shade. So I really like the shade. I ordered the 2 new shades, so I hope I like those too. But honestly, it was really hard to limit myself because all of the shades look so beautiful. I kind of want all of them, but I really wanted to test these out first before I ended up buying all of them. All right, and this is my final look then for today. Thank you so much for getting ready with me. We are not going to be stopping here though. We are going to be doing some wear updates of these products throughout the day. So I'll meet you back here in a little bit. But if you found this video enjoyable so far, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. I will see you back here in a little bit for an update. It has been between 3.5 and 4 hours. And this is how everything is wearing. So you can see that my left eye has a little bit of creasing right here. And this, I could just tap it out. And then over here on my right eye, I don't notice any creasing at all. So I'm sure I just had a little extra product accumulate there. But overall, it's holding up well. And I haven't had any additional fallout or anything from those. And this is how well the lipstick has worn. So I had lunch and I've been drinking from my water bottle all day, and you can see that, you know, it's matte, it's not creamy anymore, but the lip pencil has really helped everything hold up well, and the pigment has remained on my lips. Since we did put pout on first, it is a little bit peachier than it was earlier when I applied. The sway has pretty much worn off. It has been 7.5 hours since I applied everything, and this is how everything has worn. This is still the same lip pencil from before. Obviously the lipstick has worn off, but you can still see pigment from the lip pencil. I'm gonna bring you in closer. Here are the eyes up close, so you can see that there is some creasing, but honestly, it's a cream shadow, so I would expect to see some, and I don't think this is that bad. Now, with this, if you notice the creasing, it is the kind that pats out very easily. You can just kind of fix that. And for some reason, my left eye creased more than my right eye in general. So it has probably something to do with my application, or maybe my left eye is a little bit oilier today. Maybe I put on more eye cream or something on that eye, but there you go. That's how it's worn. And you can see how well the WESTMAN Atelier has worn today as well. Thanks. It has now been 12 hours since I applied everything, and you can see that there's definitely creasing on both sides. And what I found interesting is as it wears down, remember how I mentioned when I blended in my crease, it was like a warmer brown, and then where it was piled up, it was cooler toned. And as it wears away, you see more of that warmth. So that's that. Obviously, everything on my lips has worn away. I haven't reapplied anything. And this is how well everything from WESTMAN Atelier has held up. So you can still see some of the highlight, the blush for sure, the foundation, everything. It is like fading, but there's still some of it there. And this is the Jones Road mascara. So this is how everything looks from a distance after 12 hours. And overall, you know, considering I didn't reapply anything on my lips or anything throughout the day, I think everything's held up fairly well. I would definitely reapply the lip products for sure. And I would probably, you know, correct the eyeshadow after a while as well. But, you know, for 12 hours with no touch-ups, I think it wore pretty much as I expected. One thing to note, and I'm getting in a little closer, is how the satin eye cudgel wore on the waterline. And you can see that on the actual waterline, wherever I had the shadow, that part has faded. But right up against the waterline, it is still present. It is patchy in a few areas. So I can see like a few little gaps that I know were not there when I initially applied. So that's just something to note. But overall, I like all of the products that I chose today, and I'm really interested in trying more of these lid lusters. That blue one was really calling to me, so I'm very tempted to get it. I think I'll wait for the next promotion, but I'm really impressed. So if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing if you haven't already. And if you have any recommendations, I'd love to hear them. So thank you so much for watching, and have a great day. Stay safe and healthy.